This is Around the Blockchain. Today we're Gary Cardone and Matt Snider, and we're talking about Roaring Kitty reemerging from the sidelines and creating a huge frenzy in the markets. We're talking about Solana meme coins. We're even talking about stonks, and your favorite dog and cat coin in your portfolio is probably pumping off this news. Thank you for joining, everybody. Make sure you go ahead and hit that like. I want to go ahead and lead it to our guest, Matt Snider in the green square. Matt, holding it down. Neither one of us wore our Mutant Monday clothes, but Matt, how are you doing today?
So well, DZ, thanks so much for having me. I can't wait to get this new kitty coin that came out. It's going to be great to look into. So I'm excited to chat about it.
I tried to turn my Xbox 360 into Dogecoin at the Gamestop, and they said, "Sir, this is a Wendy's." Also on today, we have Gary Cardone. Gary, how are you doing today?
Doing awesome. I failed to make a fortune this morning on GameStop. I'm a loser.
You know what? I tweeted about it, and I also tweeted about Doge. I didn't pull the trigger. I spent a little dust on Robinhood, but yeah, I didn't make any major moves. Let's share this article. This is kind of what we're talking about here. Solana meme coins, GameStop stock rocket as Roaring Kitty returns on X. Addition to common stocks, crypto developers issue scores of meme coins on various blockchains to capitalize on the hype. Well, this one is for Matt here. Matt, I hope you don't get too upset here. You didn't have Matt's book. GME is up because Roaring Kitty posted a photo on X after 3 years of silence. And here you have a photo of a guy just throwing away his value investing advice there. Now, Matt Snider, you actually have a book you wrote on, how to trade like Warren Buffett or invest like Warren Buffett in a Web3 world. How do you feel as someone trying to give valuable information, trying to, point people in the right direction for a long-term growth mindset? Then you have someone like, Roaring Kitty come up, and then, we have stocks going up 100%, meme coins going up 5,000%. Do you find it frustrating as a financial author, when you see just rallies out of nowhere?
It's a great question. I don't have any qualms with it. I think actually it's fantastic and entertaining to see, along with GameStop and AMC and potentially CRISPR, a couple of these meme stocks that are in the sort of traditional finance ecosystem. What I really like so much about it is that the ecosystem works, right? Short sellers can get burned if there's not enough shares to go around. And that's a fantastic way to keep people engaged in the game. And the reason why GameStop and AMC are so interesting is because traders figured out that there's a supply crunch, much like we see with Bitcoin in the same kind of demand and supply sense. So I think it's fantastic. I don't have any positions in this, but I just sit back, eat the popcorn, and let my dividends roll in as a seasoned investor.
Just to double click on that real quickly. What do you mean by short squeeze? You mentioned it. You kind of spelled it out. There's not enough stock to go around. Well, I'm big hedge fund billionaire. I want to bet on GameStop going down. What does a short squeeze do to me exactly?
So in order to be short a position, you have to borrow shares. And the challenge is if you borrow shares at a certain price and the price changes, it becomes almost impossible in some instances to go buy those shares at the rate that you need to go buy them. So one of the short squeeze mechanisms that's happening is that there's only so many shares of GameStop to go around, and short sellers have oversubscribed those shorts, and they need to cover if the prices increase. And so what happens is you have a bunch of people that just go buy GameStop shares or GameStop shares on GameStop shares on Robinhood or whatever, and they can acquire them and hold them. And as long as those shares aren't for sale, then the short sellers have no recompense than to buy at the ridiculously high prices that we've been seeing.
Yeah, GameStop shares stock stopped with the stock, and it started to short. It starts to get a little too many S words out there. Yeah. Start to sound alike there. Now, Gary Cardone, I'm pulling up the chart of GME here. I know you were deep in investing. This was coming off, the money printer started to go burr. And then GameStop just went on a fantastic tear, going from essentially pennies from a year prior to blasting above $100. At the time, I said, Wall Street will never let that happen again. Citadel, Ken Griffin, the hedge fund managers, they will never allow themselves to be caught short-handed like this again. It seems like it's happening again. Can a lightning strike twice, Gary?
Sure can. Sure. I mean, it's up what? It moved from 18 to 30. It's a big move, man. it's a monster move. I mean, clearly people are. I think people don't understand when you go borrow those shares, and I mean, if this can happen on trading shares of a public company, this most certainly can happen on Bitcoin and will one day. I know everybody's waiting for that period, but this is the power of the internet, man. You get enough. This is why I keep telling people: as long as we're censored, people join clubs on social media. They should get on Twitter, open their microphone, join a crew. This shows you the power of decentralization, man. And this is why we don't get censored. This is awesomely cool. If you haven't watched that movie or read the book, what was the name of it? Dumb Money?
Dumb Money.
Although it's very funny, but this is real. Okay, this actually happened. That one human or up a bunch of people buying $15 worth of stock, or $150 or $1,500 worth of stock, and they move the market. I've always said there's a lot less in them.
Yeah.
So
I think you hit the nail on the head. It's showing the power of collectivism, not the Stalin collectivism. That's the bad kind, but no, the power of, the people coming together with the decentralized internet.
Centralized collectivism.
Yeah.
Right. Decentralized collect. How do you say that?
Yeah, decentralized collectivism. I think that's a coin. We coined here live. Hit that like button, folks. We're trying to bring you the alpha, but Gary's bringing up a good point. On one side, this is very, very serious, but it's not the seriousness of the nature that gets retail excited. It's kind of the fun aspect, the aspect of, can we take someone down? I have a clip here now. Our producer Hannah is a big fan of this person, Mr. Razamar. Here he is asking. He did this afternoon. He got this video out quickly. GME are mooning, but what do normies think of the meme coin GME, not the stock? This is pretty funny. This guy is a character, to say the least.
Sound easy.
Oh, let me go ahead and make sure we have the sound, everybody. I'm going to have to refresh. So he is asking people, did they participate in the short squeeze? I think we're going to be...
You participate in the GME short squeeze of 2020?
Unfortunately, no.
No, I did not. I only watched it and regret it every single moment.
I remember my little brother telling me about that. I gave him some money to squeeze it.
So people actually made a Solana shitcoin called GME, and it's supposed to capitalize on the movement behind the original GME movement. So would you buy a meme coin called GME?
Personally, I wouldn't. I'm more of a sort of investing in the total stock market, through the S&P.
Okay, so you're a boomer.
Sure.
Would you buy a meme coin called GME to stick it to the man?
What blockchain is it on?
It's on Solana.
I don't know about that. Well, I have some shitcoin. I have something called Brett.
Oh my God.
You know Brett? Brett?
Yeah, I know Brett. So you're on base.
I don't know what that means.
Brett is on the base layer 2.
Hey.
Oh, like Solana?
Oh,
just for this, after this interaction, I kind of have to now.
Yeah, you might be the bottom signal.
I'm a bottom buyer, yeah, that's for sure.
Pause. Are you a fan of Citadel?
No.
What about traditional finance?
No.
Central banks?
Not really.
It sounds like you'd be kind of perfect for buying GME meme coins.
But what can you buy with it?
It's just a meme coin, bro.
I don't want to waste money on a meme coin.
Hey, I think he had a really telling question there. Now, Matt, he said... You might be a bottom signal. What are your thoughts? I mean, is this feel like a bottom signal? Are we more or less likely going to be able to take down a hedge fund this time around? I mean, do we have better tools at our disposal, or do they have better tools at their disposal?
That's actually a really good question. Do they have the foresight and the thought to see the forest through the trees here, and whether or not this could be something that they could defend themselves against? I just want to make one quick note here that as of today, the market cap for GameStop is $9.3 billion with a price to equity ratio of over 1,500. This thing has $13 million in net income. So we just have to go out and say there is no basis for this price at all. So I don't know if they're going to say we have a defense against this kind of thing. Maybe they should stop selling something short and give it less credence than they want it to, because that's the only reason that this actually goes any place, is because people actually short it back down to where it needs to be. But the numbers on this are crazy. A $9 billion company on $13 million in revenue may as well be a DJT stock.
Now, Gary, there's a saying in the markets. The markets can remain. What is it? The markets can be
Liquid.
irrational longer than you can be solvent. How do you think this is going to play out? I mean, are there going to be a lot of destitute people on the sidelines, or can we actually stick it to Ken Griffith and Citadel?
Oh, I think. Look, I think they could to these guys that get that are exposed. What Matt said about the valuation, although I do agree with him, okay, I do have an if in there or a what, but. Let's go look at Solana now. Solana's market cap is maybe one of you guys could help me.
Probably, I want to say it's close to 60 to 80 billion. If I had to guess,
66.5
66. Yeah.
And I don't think it has any cash on the balance sheet, and I don't think it makes any money.
All right.
We do like the digital world change valuations appear. I mean, what's Ethereum worth in PE terms?
Good point. Good point. Now, Matt Snider, there's a lot of people who are going to point to facts like that. They're going to say, well, this stock, at least, 13 million. Hey, they have a couple kiosks in a mall, at least they have a couple used Sega Genesis in the back. They have something, at least. A lot of cryptocurrencies can only send funds back and forth. There's really not revenue, if you take out DeFi from a lot of these protocols. So why are coins like Solana or even a meme coin worth millions, if not billions? Should there be a big disparity, or is it okay for these coins to be worth that high of amount?
So exactly the question to be asked, because what we want to look at is the fact that price to earnings ratio is for traditional businesses that have a product and or service. Blockchains don't have any of that, which is really cool. But what we need to look at are other ratios that make sense for the data and the ecosystems that we're looking into. So Ethereum and Solana don't have price to earning ratios, but they have things like market cap over total value locked, or market cap over daily active addresses, or market cap over daily transactions, right? We have ways that we can compare blockchains together, competitors together that operate in similar ways. But price to earnings ratio is pretty useless when there's no earnings, right? So this is really an apples and orange question. Now, should Bitcoin be worth $1.4 trillion? Should if Solana be worth 66.5 billion? That's the benefit of community value and decentralized, transparent, secure ecosystems. It's the value that the community places on it that gives it its true value.
All right. Good point there. Now, I pulled up Roaring Kitty's X account here. He's still tweeting, and I've been having a good time just watching this follower account go up and up. I think it's going to be 800K by tomorrow. He just tweeted again 17 minutes ago. Looks like a Peaky Blinders meme, followed by some other memes. Now, Gary, why do you think he is emerging from the shadows after 3 years of being on the sidelines? Is he just pissed off about the macro environment? Does he see an opportunity, or is this just a lark?
Hell, dude, what I know. I mean, he can get subscribers or make some money or do it again. I mean, look, if you did it once, why would I do it twice? I'll help him. Now, if I could go back to Matt's comment, I don't think comparing Bitcoin and Gamestop same thing. I think comparing Bitcoin and Ethereum, Gamestop short went up 70 and valuation, the market cap of Ethereum at 360 billion. Either we are going to redefine how we and value company, digital or analog, or we're going to have valuation and an analog valuation. It's going to make it difficult for Wall Street. So suggesting, by the way, that people is a correlation. Somebody brought up Warren Buffett's name. Warren hated PD. He hated the PE multiple. He says it's just dumb. I don't think any of these are necessary necessarily right on any basis or any of the metrics or correct, perfect. But to me, it's these are monster valuations, man. I mean, games monster valuation, and I think Ethereum is like, I bet you in the next 3 months, Ethereum is going to really struggle here. I think we're beginning to see the location between real digital assets and meme coins or tokens or Gamestop. This is not make, right? This is no way somebody would deploy millions of dollars on GameStop. I mean, this is a very dangerous game.
Yeah. Well, I think you said earlier in the show, it's the power of the decentralized collectivism. It's not the millionaires coming in with their big bags. It's the millions of people with their small bags. So I want to show one more stock before we wrap up. AMC looks like that stock is up 80% today. There's also one of the ones that got popularized off that movement. Bed Bath & Beyond, unfortunately, did not live long enough for those investors to have a nice little parachute and to get a nice little exit dumping on retail. But when we zoom out to the 5-year chart, looks a lot similar to GME. Very, very good run up, but honestly, you're just better off if you just could have got out when you could have. Now, Matt, I'll go ahead and wrap it up here. Now, he brought up Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett, famously hates earnings per share multiples. He hates EBITDA. I'm sure he hates Bitcoin down into his core. What do you think? How would Warren Buffett invest in a roaring kitty world?
All right, so here's the trade. Here's the plan. If you've got Robinhood, they make it really easy for you. And we're going to do something that I wouldn't necessarily advise for most people, but people on this show might get a kick out of this trade idea. You want to bet on options here because what your friend is volatility. The more volatile GameStop or AMC are, the more you can make on options trading. What you want to do is buy an option that's going to go up and buy an option that's going to go down. So you're going to buy a call and you're going to buy a short, basically, and you're going to end up taking a profit if this moves in fast directions in either way. What you don't really want to do is put a lot of money into the GameStop stock. Like you really don't want to buy shares. You want to bet on really, really high upside and you want to bet on really, really far downside. Because if the rug gets pulled out, it's going back to $2 and you're going to make money on the downside. But if it keeps going up to 100, you can make a whole lot of money on the upside. So leverage your cash with don't take leverage, but leverage your cash with options and just predict, go for a long volatility.
All right. And there you go, folks. In fact, I was trying to find it, but I believe their someone who's turned $34,000 into above 20 million. We don't know if they've cashed out yet. So a lot of people, playing that game right now. Would just be careful out there, folks. But that's all we got time for. Make sure you go and follow the guests we have below. Gary Cardone putting out fantastic Bitcoin content. Matt Snider, great book. I recommend you highly check that out. He's always in spaces, dropping the bombs there, dropping the knowledge bombs and the truth bombs there. But folks, links will be below. Hit the like button on the way out. And folks, we'll see you in the future.